In this segment of our Telecom 101 series, let's highlight a unique disaster recovery solution for voice services. Our focus will be primarily on using cloud-based technology for voice disaster recovery. This presentation is designed for those organizations seeking an economic and manageable backup system for their phones. A successful disaster recovery solution will help you better protect your organization against service, equipment, and power outages. So what is disaster recovery? In terms of telecommunications, disaster recovery is the ability to survive a service interruption and maintain your phone and internet presence. A disaster recovery plan is created to identify risks and mitigate them as much as possible. The disaster recovery plan will identify all the phone, internet, and related items that need to survive a service interruption. Once you have this information assembled, your organization can choose from a variety of equipment and services designed to help your assets perform during an outage event. What are some of the challenges to overcome? In the past, RAM Communications has recommended and implemented numerous disaster recovery solutions for voice. The reason for this is simple. We want to provide an automatic failover in the event a primary voice service is interrupted. Our mission is to make sure that that automatic failover is there in every possible circumstance and every possible scenario. The trick and the challenge is creating an affordable, manageable solution that can overcome all types of disasters. What kinds of disasters? Well, everything from power loss to circuit outages to phone system failures are very realistic and very possible, and that's just to name a few. Organizations with multiple locations always have more options than single offices. After all, in a pinch, you can always forward your inbound calls to another office if your office is having an interruption. Single locations simply don't have this luxury. How does a single office continue working and handling calls if their phones go down? After all, let's look at the limitations. You only have one system, and in all likelihood, you only have one power source. So, in these situations, what do? Well, you can certainly install alternate POTS lines. POTS lines are regular copper phone lines that businesses and residents have used for years. And these are great if your primary phone company loses service. However, local POTS lines won't cover you in the event your phone system goes down or if there is a power outage in your office or in your building. Another limitation that we're seeing with POTS lines is that the cost of a single POTS line continues to rise. Here in Chicagoland, for example, a single POTS line now can cost up to $100 a month when you factor in taxes and usage. A second alternative for voice disaster recovery is to order service from your local cable company. Cable service is nice. You can get a lot of bandwidth, and since you have a lot of bandwidth at your disposal, there's different things that you can do with it. And one of those things you can do is you can use it potentially for a backup for voice, especially if you're using voice over IP phone service. However, cable has its limitations as well. One of those limitations is, in all likelihood, your cable service won't survive a power outage if you have one in your building. The second problem that we see with cable backup is that it does require additional equipment, routers and switches, and a considerable amount of engineering in order to be made available as a voice disaster recovery solution. A third disaster recovery solution that we've used from time to time is to use a business-grade wireless solution, a fixed wireless solution that you put on your roof, for example. The fixed wireless solutions are pretty reliable these days, and they offer enough bandwidth to be used as a voice alternative. However, potentially your wireless solution can also go down during a power outage as well. Second problem is that, like a cable service, the wireless service does require a considerable amount of equipment and engineering in order to be made available as a voice backup solution. We've taken a look at 3 possible backup scenarios that we've used from time to time for all of our clientele. So now the question is, are there other ways your organization can overcome these challenges? Consider what we call cloud redundancy. With cloud redundancy, you're leveraging the sophistication and the economy of a professional phone system managed by someone else. The cloud or hosted phone replaces costly POTS lines, your cable, your wireless solution with a more flexible alternative. So let's take a look at a few scenarios, typical scenarios that your business may have to overcome in order to survive a service interruption. In scenario 1, your primary service is interrupted. Your phone system has no outside dial tone. What do? You can redirect calls to the backup phone line. However, as we highlighted earlier, this option is getting more expensive and it's limited in terms of features and functionality. For example, if you have mobile staff or home-based workers tied to your phone system, a POTS line environment will not necessarily be able to handle all the capacity and certainly won't handle all the functions that you need, like transferring calls between staff and departments during an outage. With a cloud-based backup system, we can mimic all the features of your phone system and continue providing those same features to clients and to staff during an outage. The second scenario we want to highlight is the power loss scenario. And power losses usually are the most difficult scenarios, the most difficult problems to overcome. After all, how do we overcome a loss of power to the phone system? First and foremost, you want to ensure that your system has some type of battery backup in place to protect your equipment and to provide a window of uptime while power is being restored. Battery backup systems, however, can become costly depending on the length of uptime that you need. With battery backup, the longer the uptime that's required, the more expensive the battery backup system will cost you. So this is another scenario where a cloud-based voice service gives you options that you simply didn't have before. For example, clients can still reach a system greeting for your business, an extension list for all your personnel during that power outage. The reason this is possible is because all calls are now being rerouted to the cloud system, which is of course located in another place. During a power outage scenario, a different set of rules need to be established. Since your local phone system may be depleted or without power, the cloud system must send calls elsewhere. Depending upon your staff, you can redirect specific calls to cell phones or perhaps to extensions for home workers during a power outage. Also, with the cloud solution, clients can reach specific staff and continue doing business depending upon how we have the backup system organized. Now, while this scenario may not ensure full capacity, the cloud solution gives you the ability to conduct business on a limited during a power outage. VoIP-based phone systems, or voice over IP, deliver very nice features and very nice services. Unfortunately, these systems have also proven vulnerable to internet-based attacks by cybercriminals. In most cases, when this occurs, the phone system is rendered useless by a denial of service attack whereby the phone switch is overrun with ping requests by some outside computer. In this situation, your IT staff can redirect your calls to your cloud-based phone system to handle calls in much the same manner we described during the power loss scenario. In each of these scenarios, your business benefits from a system that can be utilized quickly and easily. What's just as important is the fact you can deliver the same greetings and phone environment to your clients in your backup environment. The cloud services can also do it better and in most cases for less money than our traditional disaster recovery solutions. I want to thank you for your time, and if you have any questions, please don't hesitate and give RAM Communications a call today. We are invested in your long-term success, and we're here to help protect your organization. Thank you for your time. Have a great day.